Welcome to Joe's RC Pit. Today we're going to show you how to strap your tires, or as I like to call belting tires. And this is the tire we're going to belt today. This is a rock crawler tire, however I'm going to be using this on the HPI Savage Flux. And so, as you know, the Savage Flux has a lot of power, especially when you run 6 cells like I do. And this will cause your tires to balloon out like this when going really fast. And this process that we're going to show you how to do today will prevent that or help reduce it quite a bit. So, things you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need your tire. We are going to use Gorilla duct tape. You can use regular duct tape, but why not use the best stuff they have? Since you're doing something, might as well do it right. We're going to use Gorilla glue to glue these tires. And this is Gorilla Super Glue. And we're going to use my favorite, O'Donnell's cleaner. We're going to need that to clean the tires. This is really good stuff, people. And, of course, we have our rims here that we're going to be gluing. We're going to need those. You're also going to need a measuring tape, or a piece of string will work as well, but I like to use a measuring tape like this. All right, so let's get started. What you're going to do is you're going to start. These tires are actually kind of got a little bit of a powder on them, probably from a molding process or something like that. So what we're going to do is remove that on the inside of the tire, because as you can see, inside here we also have some of this powder that is on the tire. So we are going to get some paper towels here and clean, spray some O'Donnell's cleaner onto the towel. And we're going to go inside this tire and we're going to clean it. The surface where we're going to put our duct tape. Let me take a look inside here and see how we did. Still some in there. Looks like we got this part a little bit clean, but as you can see here, there's still some powder here. So we get another towel and do that again. Now, if you guys don't know, this O'Donnell's RC car cleaner is fabulous stuff. I definitely recommend it for cleaning plastic parts and your bodies. And I wouldn't clean the painted side, but this stuff works really well on cleaning dirt off of plastic parts. Makes them look like brand new. If you're going to clean metal parts, I recommend the Nitro Cleaner by Dynamite. That's pretty good stuff. Alright, let's take a look inside. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice and shiny clean. Alright, so we'll give this just a second to dry out. And we can also use another paper towel here. Paper towels and Q-tips, two things you're going to need in your carpet. Everyday use. Q-tips to clean stuff, paper towels for cleaning pretty much everything. You want to let this O'Donnell's get nice and dry. You don't want it to be wet when you put your Gorilla tape in there. Alright. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it's nice and clean. Okay, so tire is finished. Now what we're going to do is measure the outside diameter of the tire to measure how long I want to put our tape inside of this tire. I've seen some other YouTube videos where they do this and they simply take the tire and flip it inside out. But this is a smaller type rim, and these tires are not going to flip inside out. If you flip them inside out, you probably end up destroying them. So we'll take our measuring tape here and go around the tire. The outside diameter is going to be a little bit bigger than the inside, so we want to overlap it at least an inch. So here it looks like 23 would give us an overlap. Probably will be more like over here by the time we get into the inside of the tire. About 23 inches is what we want. So put the tire over here and put this down. Now the next step will be to get your Gorilla tape, which I'm sure has a Gorilla plastic out coating on there. And here we go. This is some really rough stuff. So we want about 24 inches. And that'll do it there. Okay. You can just tear this, but I'm going to use a knife. To cut that off. All right. And we'll take the inside of the tire. This is the tricky part. Trying to use this tape without having it roll on itself. So, let's see. This is the first time I'm attempting this, so bear with me here. The trick is not to let this tape stick to itself like I just did right here. This is a big, big no-no. Gorilla tape is not fun to work with when it sticks to itself. So very, very carefully, we will put this on the inside of the tire. There is some grooves on the inside of the tire you can use as a guideline. And this, so when you're putting the duct tape inside the tire, you can use this marker or rubber guideline to lay down your tape so you can keep it in a nice straight line. And you want to make sure you push it along as you go so that it doesn't create any bubbles, or you get it done nice and flat there. And there we have it. And we'll just go like this and push it into the tire. Make sure it's stuck real good. There's no air bubbles. Of course, it's going to be impossible to do this without air bubbles. Some air bubbles. This is a big job. I mean, this is probably going to take you quite a while to do 4 tires like this. But at least we can see how we do it here. I saw the YouTube video on this, and a friend of mine at Hobbytown gave me the idea. He said, hey, check out this YouTube video where you strip these tires and put this tape inside. And I was like, yeah, it's a pretty good idea. And it does work, apparently. I've heard a lot of people say that this is a great idea, especially if you use high velocity engines in your car and you're going to be doing high RPMs on your tires. I happen to like to take my RC cars to the max and, you know, throw like 6 cells in them and, you know, run them as fast as humanly possible. Okay, and then as you can see, inside now we have the electrical tape going through all the way around the inside of the tire. All right, that looks good. There's no overlapping here except for where the 2 pieces overlap, and the duct tape looks like it's sticking very well to the rubber. I got it right in the middle. Good job. All right, now we'll take our foam and insert the foam back into the tire. This is always a fun process. If you take it like this, let me do that again so you can see. Fold it in half, fold it in half again, like this. Squeeze it down, stick it right in there. Flip the tire over, make sure it's in there. And then push it back into its And there you have it. All right, now comes the fun part. We're going to glue this tire. So, you want to push this into your rim, or push the rim into your tire. These tires don't exactly fit these rims perfectly. The rubber's actually a little bit thicker than the channel, so I'm sure these are going to tear apart again. But we're going to do the best we can in gluing these just for this demonstration. And this is what the tire will look like when it's finished. And now the glue fun part. Now if you push your tire like this, you can get it to pop up a little. And then what you want to do is bend it like this so you can see the inside of here. You're going to place the glue in here as we go around, and then when you're done, you're going to push it like this and pinch and pull the rubber back into place like that. So we'll start with the Gorilla Glue. It looks like, oh, look at that, it's already oozing out. Wonderful. Sometimes these things you have to cut when they're brand new. This one looks like it's already opened. Was not expecting that. And it's still coming out. Alright, well, let's get to work on this right away then. So we're going to push the rim out like this and put the Gorilla Glue right in here. This stuff dries pretty quickly, but if you work it pretty fast here, you shouldn't have any problems. You want to put it on liberally, but not too liberally. The more you put on, the longer it takes for it to dry. I'm not going to be racing these tires for a while, so I can put on a little bit more. It's not going to hurt it. And almost to the end here. All right, we're overlapping. We'll screw the cap back on this. Push the tire into the spot, and then, like I said, pull up on the rubber. There we go. Once you hear that snap, you're in. All right, like I said, these do not seat very well into these rims, so what I'm going to do is add an extra bead of this glue along here. So we're going to push this a little bit like this. We're going to take this glue and we're going to put a bead around the outside like that. And what we'll do is get a paper towel here. And if you have a little bit of excess glue, now is the time to clean it up before it sets. Normally I just let this set, but I'm going to attempt to give it a little wipe there with that, because I did not like how that set. Okay, so that side is done. Now this side we are going to just push it back onto the rim here. In this particular case, on these type of tires, since you know, these are not going to set very well, we're going to go ahead and let this dry, and then once it's dried, we'll do the other side. If this was a little bit wider rim and these tires weren't this style, we probably could do both sides at once, but in this particular case, pushing the tire in on this side is going to move this seal, could pop it out, and then we could have some problems. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry, and then we'll do the exact same thing to the other side, and then your tire will be finished. And you'll have the Gorilla Tape on the inside. You'll have your Gorilla Glue on your seam. This is a watertight seam. This Gorilla Glue will stretch with the rim once it dries. It doesn't crack like most tire glue does. And you'll have a perfectly good tire for high-speed races. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, go ahead and post some questions on the YouTube site, and we'll answer them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.